Welcome to this episode of Tech Talks Unplugged, where we dive deep into the tools and technologies shaping our world today. I'm your host, and today we're going to venture into the intricate terrain of Kubernetes. Specifically, we'll explore a unique approach called Kubernetes-the-hard-way. Now, you might be wondering, what's the hard way? Isn't there an easier path to setting up Kubernetes? Well, yes. There are many automated tools available nowadays, but Kubernetes the hard way is about embracing the complexity to truly understand what's happening behind the scenes. This guide shines for those who want to roll up their sleeves, dig in, and learn how to bootstrap a Kubernetes cluster from scratch. Think of it as a rite of passage for budding DevOps engineers or anyone looking to get up close and personal with Kubernetes. Let's break down what this entails. So first off, this tutorial walks you through setting up a basic Kubernetes cluster using just 4 ARM64-based machines. You might ask, why ARM64? Well, it's a modern architecture gaining traction, especially in cloud environments. But here's the kicker. It doesn't mean these concepts won't apply if you're using other platforms. Now, imagine you're in a lab environment with 3 key roles. There's a control plane that manages everything, and then you've got your worker nodes where the actual applications live. Picture this. You're setting up one control plane on a single node and then adding 2 workers. It's a minimalist setup, but it's powerful for learning the core concepts. So what do you need to get started? Well, first off, you'll need to provision some compute resources. Essentially, get those machines up and ready. Then there's configuring your TLS certificates and generating Kubernetes configuration files for authentication. I know it sounds like a lot of jargon already, right? But each step is essential, and by tackling them one at a time, they become much more digestible. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know the versions of the components you're going to play with matter? The guide recommends specific versions like Kubernetes v1.31x and etcd v3.4x. This isn't just nitpicking. It's about ensuring stability and compatibility as you dive into different functionalities. As we journey through, you'll find that after bootstrapping the etcd cluster and then the Kubernetes control plane, it's time to configure your kubectl for remote access. Imagine using kubectl as your command center, giving you control over your Kubernetes environment. It's like holding the key to a vast kingdom of microservices and pods. And let me pause here for a second. This approach may not lead you to a production-ready environment. In fact, the creators caution about limited community support. But what you gain in return is invaluable knowledge, knowing the how and why behind Kubernetes. So throughout the tutorial, you'll go through smoke tests to ensure everything's functioning correctly and learn the essential steps to clean up when you're done. Each part of the journey is like piecing together a puzzle. And by the end, you'll not only have a cluster, but the understanding that comes with each step you took. Before we wrap up, I'd love for you to ponder this. As the tech landscape continues to evolve rapidly, how important do you think it is to have a foundational understanding of the tools we often take for granted? That's something to keep in mind as you navigate the advancement of technology. That's it for today's episode. Remember, whether you decide to tackle Kubernetes the hard way or through automated tools, understanding the fundamentals will always give you that extra edge. Thanks for tuning in to Tech Talks Unplugged. Keep exploring, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next episode.